r/AskReddit, which single person in history had the greatest positive impact on humanity? Jon Snow, the guy who realized that drinking from the same stream we defecate in was a bad idea. That alone drastically improved quality of life and saved countless lives throughout the centuries. This guy also contributed to the area of data analysis/visualization. His geographic map showing concentrations of infection is iconic and often discussed in uni classes. Link. English physician Dr. Edward Jenner, 1749 to 1823, credited with creating the first successful vaccine in 1796. Jenner discovered that people infected with cowpox are immune to smallpox. In May 1796, Jenner inoculated an 8-year-old boy with matter from a cowpox sore on a milkmaid's hand. This development led to immunity to smallpox and the era of preventive measures for contagious diseases. See, not all of the Jenners are bad. Norman Borlaug came up with dwarf wheat, credited with saving near billions of lives. Stanislav Petrov worked for Russian Defense Force monitoring potential attacks. He reported a possible US missile launch as a false alarm. Computer glitch could have started a nuclear war had he not caught it. I have heard that story before, absolutely amazing. Gutenberg, for sure. The printing press made information available to the general public, and the world changed for the better. Plus he was great in 3 Men and a Baby. TBF China had the printing press since 700 AD, over 700 years before Gutenberg was credited with its invention. Link. Alexander Fleming, best known for discovering the world's first broadly effective antibiotic substance, which he named penicillin. Probably someone that's not famous. Whichever ape discovered you could throw a rock at your prey instead of chasing it, ending the evolutionary arms race. That would be Homo erectus, it is thought. Ignaz Semmelweis, the father of hand washing. Poor guy was treated like shit and killed for telling the truth, essentially. Vasily Arkhipov, the Soviet naval commander in the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962, who disobeyed his direct order and refused to launch nukes towards US ships, single-handedly prevented the onset of nuclear war and the destruction of the planet. You are alive reading this because of him. Pretty much this. Every American should know his name. I would say Alexander Fleming, the discoverer of penicillin. Marie Curie, a pioneering scientist, Curie conducted groundbreaking research in radioactivity and won Nobel Prizes in both physics and chemistry. Her contributions laid the foundation for advancements in medical treatment and technology. The first person to win 2 Nobel Prizes and still the only person to win 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields, 2 people have repeated in the same field, and Linus Pauling won a chemistry and a peace. Florence Nightingale. I second that vote. Invented modern nursing by training nurses in hygiene and living standards, as well as medical statistics. Famous for her work with Crimean War wounded at Constantinople in the mid-1850s. And Mary Jane Seacole. How about Fritz Haber, invented the process by which we make fertilizer and so contributed the feeding of billions of people. And then tried killing each one of them, personally. Definitely helped feed billions, but his positive legacy is greatly offset by his negative legacy with his work on chemical weapons, specifically with chlorine gas. His research eventually led to the invention of Zyklon B, which was used to gas people during the Holocaust. I remember seeing an argument that Louis Pasteur's work has likely saved the most lives. Even if this is an exaggeration, his name ought to be recognized for the benefits he has given humanity. I mean, looking at fundamental levels, Isaac Newton, and probably the first caveman who figured the concept of counting, and the caveman who figured out how to light fire. This reads like Isaac Newton is the first caveman who figured out counting and how to light fire. Newton was mostly first, but wouldn't Leibniz have discovered all the same stuff anyway? Uga Bugawitz invented the wheel. Also invented the unscented deodorant. Jonas Salk. Stopping polio was pretty positive. Did not know a Polish guy invented the wheel. Nah, Uga Bugawitz stole the wheel from UNGA Bunganitz after failing to make fiery a total scam. Despite his tarnished reputation for the things he did in WW1, probably Fritz Haber. The Haber process is a big part of why we can feed 8 billion people. Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web, without whom this post would not exist. Alan Turing. Dr. Wu Lintei. He developed the surgical mask that we use today, which saved countless lives, especially in the recent COVID pandemic. Dr. Jonas Salk. Solon came up with democracy, which isn't perfect but it's better than most of the alternatives. Mr. Rogers. Luis Escobedo Miramontes, inventor of the first contraceptive pill. This was my choice too. The father of chemical warfare, Friedrich Haber. Easily some 80% of people alive today are alive because of him. Without artificial fertilizers, the world couldn't even sustain as many people as were alive a century ago. Dr. Edward Jenner. Norman Borlaug. Saved 1 billion people from starvation. Vasily Alexandrovich Arkhipov and Stanislav Petrov, tie for preventing the nuclear war. The guy finding out how important hygiene in hospitals is. The inventors of soap and disinfectant. That weird guy who ground up some seeds, added some dirty water and then threw it in a fire pit. I'm going with Francis Bacon, the grandfather of the scientific method. Joseph Bazalgette, the inventor of the modern sewage system. Before then, raw sewage would regularly contaminate groundwater and drinking water supplies, which led to huge, regular, deadly and devastating outbreaks of diseases like cholera, which often killed 1,000s, even over 10,000, people in single swoops. Although the minds behind vaccines and germ theory are credited, and quite rightly so, with doing huge great work for humanity, the application of modern sewage systems is actually thought to have saved even more lives than vaccines. Norman Borlaug, who developed better wheat, enabling billions more to be more easily fed all around the world. Dr. Jonas Salk, inventor of the polio vaccine, which he gave away for free as a gift to humanity. Socrates for introducing rationalism. Samuel Morse, and then Alexander Graham Bell, for making the world a smaller place. Fun fact, Bell suggested that people answer the telephone by saying ahoy. Antonio Musi. Along the same lines, Dr. Gurdev Singh Kush. Dr. Kush developed several strains of rice, including IR36. IR36 is one of the reasons we can feed a few billion people in Asia. Whoever started cooking with fire? That was a huge advance, and I can't imagine how they came up with that. Probably came across burnt prey, ate it, thought this good and tried burning other foods. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.